The vast expanse of space was both a testament to humanity's progress and a stark reminder of its insignificance. As Earth's first deep space exploration vessel, the Endeavour, drifted through the cosmos, its crew marveled at the unknown. Captain Sarah Blake, a seasoned explorer with a steely resolve, led this historic mission. Her crew was a carefully selected team of experts, each bringing unique skills to the table. The Endeavour was a marvel of human engineering, equipped with state-of-the-art technology and advanced defensive systems. Yet, despite their preparations, nothing could have truly prepared them for what lay ahead. "Captain, we're picking up an unidentified signal," reported Lieutenant John Harris, the ship's tactical officer. His voice held a mixture of excitement and apprehension. On screen, Captain Blake ordered, her eyes narrowing as she studied the readout. The alien vessel that appeared was sleek and formidable, unlike anything they had ever seen. The ship's design spoke of a civilization with technological prowess far beyond their own. "Open a channel," Blake commanded, maintaining her composure. As the communication link was established, the alien ship's bridge came into view. The Zalorian commander, Vrax, stood at the forefront. His appearance was humanoid but distinctly alien, with silvery skin and piercing blue eyes that exuded arrogance. "I am Commander Vrax of the Zalorian Empire," the alien announced, his tone dripping with disdain. "You are in Zalorian territory. Surrender your vessel immediately, and you will be spared." Captain Blake straightened, her voice calm but firm. "We are on a peaceful exploration mission from Earth. We mean you no harm." Vrax's laughter echoed through the Endeavour's bridge. "Peaceful? Your primitive ship is no match for our technology. Surrender now, or be destroyed." The transmission cut off abruptly, and the crew exchanged worried glances. "What now, Captain?" asked Dr. Emily Chen, the ship's engineer. Blake's mind raced. They were outmatched, but they couldn't afford to show weakness. "Prepare for evasive maneuvers. Harris, I want a full scan of their capabilities." As the Endeavour shifted into high alert, the Zalorians launched a boarding party. Alien soldiers, clad in advanced exosuits, breached the ship's hull. The humans, equipped with non-lethal defense systems, prepared to hold their ground. The corridors of the Endeavour erupted in chaos. The Zalorians, expecting an easy victory, found themselves facing unexpected resistance. The humans used their ship's layout to their advantage, employing hit-and-run tactics to confuse and repel the invaders. Lieutenant Harris, leading a team of security personnel, engaged the Zalorians in a fierce firefight. Despite the aliens' superior firepower, the humans' determination and ingenuity began to turn the tide. They used EMP grenades to disable the Zalorian exosuits, leveling the playing field. In the heart of the ship, Captain Blake coordinated the defense, her strategic mind working overtime. "Emily, can we use the ship's systems to our advantage?" she asked over the comms. Dr. Chen's voice crackled in response. "I'm on it, Captain. Initiating lockdown protocols and rerouting power to critical systems." With the ship's automated defenses activated, the Zalorian advance slowed. Captain Blake knew they had bought themselves time, but it wouldn't last. They needed a new plan. "Captain, I've got an idea," Harris said, his voice urgent. "We can use the ship's experimental railgun. It's still in the testing phase, but it might just give us the edge we need." Blake considered the risks. The railgun was a powerful weapon, but untested in real combat. Yet, in this dire situation, it was their best shot. "Do it, Lieutenant. Target their main power source." As Harris and his team scrambled to activate the railgun, the Zalorians regrouped for another assault. The tension on the bridge was palpable. Captain Blake's heart pounded, but she remained outwardly composed, her faith in her crew unwavering. "Firing in 3, 2, 1, Harris announced. The railgun roared to life, unleashing a devastating projectile that tore through the Zalorian vessel's shields and struck its core. The alien ship shuddered, systems failing as power conduits exploded. Commander Vrax's visage reappeared on the screen, his arrogance replaced by fury. "This isn't over, humans. We will return, and you will regret this defiance." The transmission cut off once more, and the alien ship retreated into the depths of space. The crew of the Endeavour erupted in cheers, their relief palpable. Captain Blake allowed herself a moment to breathe, her eyes meeting Harris's. "Good work, everyone. But this is just the beginning. We need to be prepared for whatever comes next." As the Endeavour continued its journey, the crew knew they had faced their first true test and emerged victorious. Yet, they also understood that their encounters with the Zalorians were far from over. Humanity had shown its strength, but the real challenges were still ahead. The Endeavour had survived its first encounter with the Zalorians, but Captain Sarah Blake knew this was only a temporary reprieve. As the ship's systems underwent repairs, the crew convened in the briefing room to discuss their next steps. "Status report," Blake ordered, her gaze sweeping over her officers. Lieutenant John Harris, still catching his breath from the recent skirmish, spoke first. "We've repelled the boarding party, but their ship will be back, and likely with reinforcements." Dr. Emily Chen, the ship's engineer, added, "Our defensive systems held up, but we're running low on EMP grenades and other non-lethal measures. We need to rethink our strategy." Blake nodded, her mind racing. "We need to prepare for a full-scale assault." Harris, analyze their attack patterns. Emily, prioritize repairs and reinforce our critical systems. As her team dispersed to their tasks, Blake opened a secure channel to Earth. Within moments, the face of Admiral Marcus Steele appeared on the screen. "Admiral, we need backup. The Zalorians are more advanced than we anticipated," Blake briefed him quickly. Steele's expression was stern but supportive. "Understood, Captain. I'm dispatching the Atlas battle cruiser to your location. It's equipped with our latest weaponry and should give you the edge you need." Relief washed over Blake. "Thank you, Admiral. We'll hold out until they arrive." The next hours were a blur of activity. The crew worked tirelessly, fortifying the Endeavour and preparing for the inevitable return of the Zalorians. Harris pored over tactical data, identifying weak points in the alien attack patterns, while Chen and her team reinforced the ship's defenses and readied the experimental railgun for another potential strike. As the ship hummed with energy, Blake took a moment to address her crew. "We've faced the unknown and shown our strength. But this battle is far from over. We have the technology, the ingenuity, and the courage to defend ourselves. Trust in each other and our capabilities. We will not be underestimated again." The crew's resolve hardened, their determination evident. They were ready to face whatever came next. Meanwhile, aboard the Zalorian ship, Commander Vrax seethed with anger. His arrogance had been shattered by the humans' unexpected resistance. "Prepare the fleet," he commanded. "We will crush these humans and reclaim our honor." Back on the Endeavour, the proximity alarms blared, signaling the arrival of multiple Zalorian ships. The alien fleet had returned, larger and more formidable than before. "All hands to battle stations." Blake's voice rang out. The crew sprang into action, their movements precise and practiced. As the Zalorian ships closed in, the Atlas battle cruiser emerged from hyperspace, its presence a beacon of hope. Admiral Steele's voice crackled over the comms. "This is Admiral Steele of the Atlas. We have your back, Endeavour. Let's show them what humanity is made of." The Atlas unleashed a barrage of energy blasts, targeting the Zalorian ships with pinpoint accuracy. The Endeavour, bolstered by its reinforcements, joined the fray, coordinating its attacks with the battle cruiser. The Zalorians, caught off guard by the sudden show of force, struggled to maintain their formation. The human superior tactics and the overwhelming firepower of the Atlas began to turn the tide. In the heart of the battle, Blake's voice remained calm and focused. "Target their flagship. Let's end this." The combined firepower of the Endeavour and the Atlas converged on the Zalorian flagship, crippling its engines and disabling its weapons. Commander Vrax, faced with inevitable defeat, ordered a retreat. As the Zalorian ships fled into the darkness of space, the crew of the Endeavour let out a collective cheer. They had not only survived but triumphed against a superior foe. Blake allowed herself a moment of satisfaction. The battle was won, but the war was far from over. They had proven their strength, but the galaxy was vast, and many challenges lay ahead. As the Endeavour continued its journey, the crew knew they had made their mark and were ready for whatever came next. The vastness of space was soon filled with the thunderous echoes of battle. The Zalorian fleet, larger and more formidable than before, descended upon the Endeavour and the Atlas battle cruiser. Captain Sarah Blake stood resolute on the bridge of her ship, her eyes focused on the tactical display. "All hands, prepare for engagement," Blake ordered, her voice steady. "Lieutenant Harris, what's our status?" Harris, analyzing the incoming data, responded swiftly. "The Zalorian fleet is deploying in a pincer formation, trying to surround us. We need to keep them at a distance and use our long-range weapons." Blake nodded. "Emily, are the railguns ready?" Dr. Emily Chen, her hands flying over the control panels, confirmed, "Railguns are online and fully charged. We're ready to fire on your command." The Zalorian ships opened fire, their energy weapons blazing through the void. The Endeavour shuddered as its shields absorbed the impact, but the crew remained focused. Admiral Marcus Steele, commanding the Atlas, coordinated the counterattack. "This is Admiral Steele. All units, target the lead Zalorian ships. We need to break their formation," his voice commanded authority and confidence. The Atlas unleashed a barrage of missiles, each one finding its mark and tearing through the Zalorian ranks. The Endeavour, using its advanced targeting systems, followed suit, its railguns firing with deadly precision. The combined firepower of the two human ships began to take its toll on the Zalorian fleet. On the Zalorian flagship, Commander Vrax watched in frustration as his forces faltered. "Increase power to forward shields and focus all fire on the Atlas," he barked. "We must break their defenses." The Zalorian ships concentrated their assault on the Atlas, but Admiral Steele was prepared. "Activate countermeasures. Divert power to rear thrusters and keep moving. We can't let them pin us down." The Atlas maneuvered deftly, evading the brunt of the attack while continuing to unleash its own devastating blows. The Endeavour, taking advantage of the distraction, targeted the Zalorian support ships, crippling their ability to maintain the assault. "Captain, their formation is breaking," Harris reported, his excitement barely contained. "We can press the advantage." Blake seized the moment. "All units, focus fire on the flagship. Let's end this." The coordinated attack was relentless. The Atlas and the Endeavour concentrated their firepower on the Zalorian flagship, its shields flickering and failing under the onslaught. The ship's hull began to buckle, explosions rippling through its structure. Commander Vrax, realizing the battle was lost, ordered a retreat. "All ships, fall back. We cannot win this fight." As the Zalorian fleet retreated into the depths of space, the crew of the Endeavour erupted in cheers. They had faced overwhelming odds and emerged victorious. The bridge buzzed with a sense of accomplishment and relief. Admiral Steele's face appeared on the main screen. "Well done, Endeavour. You've proven that humanity will not be underestimated. We've sent a message that we can and will defend ourselves." Blake allowed herself a rare smile. "Thank you, Admiral. It was a team effort. But we must remain vigilant. The Zalorians will not take this defeat lightly." As the Endeavour and the Atlas began to assess the damage and prepare for the next steps, the crew knew that this battle was just the beginning of a larger conflict. They had shown their strength, but the road ahead was fraught with challenges. Yet, in the heart of the Endeavour, there was a newfound confidence. They had faced the might of the Zalorian Empire and emerged stronger, ready to face whatever came next. The aftermath of the battle left the crew of the Endeavour both exhilarated and exhausted. They had stood their ground against a superior enemy and triumphed. But Captain Sarah Blake knew this was not the time to rest on their laurels. The Zolorians would return, and they needed to be prepared. As the Endeavour and the Atlas conducted repairs and tended to the wounded, Captain Blake received a transmission from the crippled Zolorian flagship. The face of Commander Vrax appeared on the screen, his expression a mix of anger and grudging respect. "Captain Blake," Vrax began, his tone less arrogant than before, "I request a parley." Blake nodded to her communication officer to accept the transmission. "Commander Vrax, I accept. What do you propose?" Vrax's blue eyes bore into hers. "We underestimated your people. You have proven your strength. I offer a temporary ceasefire to discuss terms." Blake considered this. A ceasefire could provide valuable time to regroup and perhaps even pave the way for a more permanent resolution. "Agreed. We will meet aboard the Atlas in 1 hour." An hour later, aboard the Atlas, Blake and Admiral Steele met with Commander Vrax and his senior officers. The tension was palpable, but Blake remained calm and composed. "Commander Vrax, we are open to negotiations. But know this, humanity will defend itself against any aggression." Vrax inclined his head. "I respect your resolve, Captain. The Zolorian Empire values strength, and you have shown it. However, we cannot ignore the fact that your people are a threat to our dominion." Blake met his gaze steadily. "We do not seek conflict, but we will not be subjugated. There is room in this galaxy for both our peoples, if we can find a way to coexist." Admiral Steele spoke up. "Commander Vrax, the galaxy is vast and filled with opportunities for collaboration. Trade, knowledge exchange, even joint defense against other threats. There is much we could achieve together." Vrax seemed to ponder this, his expression thoughtful. "Perhaps there is wisdom in your words. A ceasefire could be the first step toward a more lasting peace." The negotiations continued, with both sides outlining their terms. The humans offered technological insights in exchange for a halt to hostilities, and the Zolorians proposed a mutual non-aggression pact. It was a tentative start, but a significant one. As the meeting concluded, Vrax stood and extended his hand to Blake. "Captain Blake, Admiral Steele, I hope this is the beginning of a new chapter for our species." Blake shook his hand firmly. "As do I, Commander Vrax. Let us build a future where both our peoples can thrive." Back on the Endeavour, the crew celebrated their hard-won victory and the promise of peace. The atmosphere was one of cautious optimism. They had proven their strength and resilience, but they also recognized the importance of diplomacy and understanding. Blake addressed her crew, her voice filled with pride and hope. "Today, we showed the galaxy what humanity is capable of. We faced a powerful enemy and emerged stronger. But more importantly, we have opened the door to a future where we are not alone. Together, we can build a better tomorrow." As the Endeavour resumed its journey through the stars, the crew knew that the challenges ahead would be many. Yet, with their newfound allies and unbreakable spirit, they were ready to face whatever the universe had in store. The story of humanity's resilience and strength was just beginning, and Captain Sarah Blake and her crew were determined to write its next chapters with courage and hope.